Hi, good morning. I am Stewart Turner here as man on horse doing an interview for the masked husband. Sounds slightly kinky, but I believe he's interested in all things horses, with the potential aim, who knows, of maybe even getting into horses because his wife does. So the masked husband has sent me over some questions to answer, so I'm going to go through those and see how we get on. So question number one, who am I and where am I from? So as mentioned, Stu Turner, that's me. I'm from a little village in Essex called Rettendon, which is probably best known for the Rettendon murders. Not ideal. 2 men, drug dealers, had their heads blown off with a shotgun in a Range Rover. But then I kind of spent the rest of my childhood living in Wales on a small farm, so that's kind of where I got my love for animals from, and probably what's caused this sudden interest in horses over the past year. Next question. What do you practice, what level and what type of horse do you ride? So I practice riding. I don't do any particular thing. I enjoy hacking. I enjoy hacking to the pub. That's one of my favourite activities. I enjoy hacking with my children. In the school, I enjoy jumping every now and again. I mean, it's very early days for me. I've probably done it 3 or 4 times, as anyone that's watched my account will know. And what type of horse do I ride? A slightly bonkers one. Not really one that any sane person that's just learning to ride would choose. He is a 17.3 Irish sports horse named Bilbo. He's grey, always injuring himself, and he's slight nutter. He's very spooky. He naps a lot, which basically for the unmasked rider, someone that doesn't ride, means he doesn't do things if he doesn't want to do them. So I have to persuade him to do them. Right, expectations when you started riding, what is the reality? So my expectations were I was going to be an amazing rider. I thought I'm really going to smash this. I'm in Tokyo 2020, here we come. Reality, absolutely awful. I realised when I got Bill, the first time I took him out for a test ride, I ended up trotting down a road, unable to stop him, heading towards a T-junction onto a main road, and slightly panicking. So I had to turn him into someone's driveway just to stop him. That was kind of early indication. So obviously, after that happened, I decided to buy him. I thought, perfect, just what I need. So the reality is, I'm not actually that good a rider, and I suddenly realised that, upon a 17.3 horse, and then ended up in lots of sticky situations over the first few months of ownership. What activity you recommend do first is most likely to get me excited. So I would, if I were you, go to some place in the countryside where they do pub rides. Get yourself on the back of a horse, take yourself to the pub, have a little trot if you can, a little canter perhaps, and then have a few beers, and you're going to love it. Next question. Do you compensate your partner for the fact you come home dirty and smelly regularly? What do you do, or why not? Well, in a unique situation, my wife does ride as well. My children all ride, so we're all smelly, to be honest. But I would say for anyone that's for a guy, if you ride and your other half doesn't, it's like the smell is like a pheromone. I would say women can't get enough of it. Just go with it. It's like Old Spice. They'll love it. Sorry, I interrupted someone walking past. Are there any aspects you would recommend me to avoid? This next question. I would say just enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy the whole horse riding, because it's the bond with the horse is the fun part. So next question. If you would be an interviewer, what would you like to know from others? So I guess for me, I want to know what got me into this in the first place. As I say, I lived on a small farm. I've always been around animals. I have sat on horses before, not particularly to any great degree, but I've just enjoyed it. I have been throughout my life a bit of a thrill seeker. I've done skydiving, I've done motorcycle racing, not racing, I've been on the track, but riding, and I just enjoy going fast. And on a horse, you can go fast, but there's a little bit added edge because you don't really have full control. so it just makes it a bit more exciting, and I enjoy that part. The last question: what is your funny experience at or around the yard? So one of my favourites was when, not long after I had Bill, I decided to take him out on the road. I hadn't done it before. He was being good as gold, cars were going past, but then we went onto a single track road outside the yard, back towards the yard, and it suddenly became like the M25 of roads, and every car you could imagine was heading towards us on this road, and every single one spooked him, and he got faster and faster and ended up on a full-on canter down the middle of the road, cars moving out the way. Someone in one of the cars was from the yard and had phoned back to let them know what was going on. So as I went flying past, I had everyone from the yard running to the gate to watch me go flying past. Not my greatest moment, but I mean, I survived. I didn't fall off. I got him back. Everyone's in slight shock, but yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want to ride a horse? It just, I mean, come on, masked rider, get yourself a horse, get on him, and enjoy the ride. My apologies, I just realised I just called him the Masked Rider. I mean, that's his future name. He's the masked husband. But the Masked Rider, that's where you're going.